Yes, Shweta. Yes,
Yeah,
Shweta.
yeah. Thank you so much. So before we begin with the presentation, I would just like you, before we start with the presentation on the topic Learning Management System, Harnessing the Technology for Excellence in Dental Education, I bring greetings from Sharat Pawar Dental College and Hospital, Datta Mege Institute of Medical Sciences, deemed to be University Wardha. We'll start with a small thing or quote to ponder upon. Like, in order to govern the question is not to follow out a more or less valid theory, but to build with whatever materials are at our hands. The inevitable must be accepted and turned out in an advantage. So as Dr. Sai was discussing in her prologue, I would like to have a small maybe interaction and even this entire lecture or maybe deliberation is open for discussion, interactions, even in between. You can always stop me and we can have a small discussions, interactions in between, or at the end, probably whatever you feel appropriate. But before we begin, I would just like to have certain idea as to what are your experiences as far as the use of technology or ICT based usage, especially in relation to the learning management system in your institute. I can have certain views from the participants as to which domain we are using LMS and which kind of system we are using there.
Right. I think, Shweta, we are using
Yeah.
Moodle here at our college, and that LMS has been just ready for use. Just last week, we have uploaded all our LRMs, and here in the audience, we have all the Moodle coordinators. We have one each from each department, and they are contributing their LRMs, and they are also new because just last week they received their training. So I think Apurva, you can have one participant reflecting on this. Apurva, can you comment? Anybody from Moodle group? Pratik, Apurva, can you share your experiences with Moodle? I think we can reserve discussion maybe once we finish the session, Shweta, if that is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So one thing just I want to know whether we have started, the training is completed as
Training
far
is
as Moodle is
completed.
concerned.
Yes, training has
Yeah,
been.
and implementation is remaining. We are yet to implement it, right?
Yes, we have uploaded everything, but students are yet to use it.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So, we'll reserve it for the end, as you rightly said, when we come to the technical part of it, or maybe the more converging areas into LMS. So, as we all know, and as we are all aware, that the world around us is changing so fast, and the threats of these change have been posed by all of us, especially pertaining to the last probably 1.5 year, wherein the entire thinking, entire mindset, everything has changed, taking into consideration this ensuing pandemic situation. And as we all know that these threats have shaken all of us, but adaptation to these changes, just as we do in life, we have already changed ourselves, the entire lifestyle has changed. So this change pertaining to this change in the education technology also has to be imbibed by all of us, as the deniers to this change may be left behind, and only the one who innovate and accept and go along with this change are the ones who ultimately survive and grow. As rightly said, in every adversity, there lies a seed of equal opportunity. We never knew. We always were reading, we always went through various things. Like, for example, now there is a recommendation given in the National Education Policy 2020, in its chapter 24, page number 58, where they have emphasized on the incorporation of technology or online teaching learning modalities, especially where offline or conventional modalities could not be utilized. So there they have already spoken in this National Education Policy regarding the integration of these ICT based modalities into our, even into our education, like medical education, dental education, right? But taking into consideration this end-to-end pandemic situation where there was a nationwide lockdown, we already inadvertently, or we can say invariably, we had to shift ourselves. As far as dentistry is concerned, it was never a profession. It is totally a competency-based profession where we really would like to have or prefer hands-on training of the individual as far as the practical or clinical training is concerned. But this particular pandemic situation helped us evolve into a more blend, or we can say a hybrid modality of invocation of technology usage along with our hands-on training, which only not only facilitated teaching learning, but also other aspects of our curriculum, probably the assessment modalities, the curriculum reforms. So here in the forthcoming slides, I shall also be sharing a little bit of our experiences, which we basically have gone through, and we could come to various IPRs, SOPs, guidelines pertaining to the usage or the blend of ICT into dental education. So whenever, before we start with the formal agenda or the formal topic, which we would be discussing today, let me bring you or roll you out the specific learning objectives, which we would definitely like the learners or the participants to be aware of. Basically, I have tried to cover this topic in terms of the specific learning objectives that are learner-centric, pertaining to the learners, and faculty-centric. So what exactly is the implication of the learning management system as far as the dental education is concerned? To ensure academic progression of learners using the virtual learning management system. Because if we go way back, like probably I said maybe a year or so behind, there was immediately when there was a nationwide lockdown, and then this was declared as a pandemic situation, the students went home, and for a few particular period of time there was standstill. There was a standstill. We were in a dual set of mind, like how we go ahead, and immediately, like, we had to embrace this technology into our normal day-to-day education systems, especially in higher education systems like ours. It is not anything new. We are not, this incorporation of ICT in education system is nothing new. Even our kids, my son, he's 10 years old, so he also like very much. So there was still meaning there was something in our minds which was I don't know whether now, definitely now that is not the question that why should we embrace it. Now the question has far more gone beyond it, like how we are going to do it. So that situation which seemed something new that time has now become the new normal situation for us. So as far as learner centricity is concerned, the academic progression of the learners, especially using the virtual learning management system. The specifics of it shall be learners for handling teaching learning assessment purposes is rightly said by Dr. Sai that now, yeah, the training of the faculty has already been completed. So we are not trained basically to deliver or not, we were not trained to conduct all these things onto a virtual platform, but yeah, the faculty capacity building of the faculty as well as the students making effective use of simulation. Simulation has played a significant role, especially in this ICT based modalities, whenever we are trying to consider clinical trainings, practical trainings, ensure progression of research as well, based upon the outcomes of these particular things, the research. And also the secondary outcome of this particular use of learning management systems or virtual systems also helped us to generate a e-learning repository. So to introduce, we have now entered in an interconnected world where the traditional concept of formal learning taking place in a single physical location is becoming increasingly less relevant. So there is no doubt that technology has transformed the way education is delivered to people across the globe. As I rightly said, that it is not something which it is not new, but yeah, information on usage and dissemination of knowledge through this particular modality is yet something wherein we are a long way to go. So the emergence of sophisticated communication technologies and mobile devices have now enabled a new generation of information consumers to satisfy their demands of knowledge without the need to meet in physical location. So rightly, definitely, when we are moving towards I totally am in the favor that I myself sometimes when try to weigh the advantages and disadvantages of the traditional online on-site mode to the online mode, definitely would like to talk in favor of blending, hybridizing these particular technologies as far as their relevance and as far as their implications are concerned. So definitely, when we talk about moving from the traditional learning mode to digital learning mode, as I already said, that this particular pandemic situation is a contingent situation wherein this was a contingency wherein we had to, there was a huge leap from traditional to digital era. But can you, we also agree to the fact that man and mankind will not be the same like they are before. But why embrace this particular technology or the new normal situation with resiliency, not as a contingency, but as a reality? How many of you do agree with me? I would just like to have the poll like, do we agree or do we accept or foresee this change from traditional learning modality to digital learning modality?
I think
Not as a contingency, but
I think they can type in the chat box.
yeah.
Those who are in favor of this, we can have a chat box option.
Yeah. So yeah, later on, like we can
I'll
always
let you
discuss
know.
this, like
Yes, yes.
what are the challenges?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So Dr. Sai ma'am, if you can help me on this, like
Yes,
what are the
yes.
challenges? Why do we are, where is the challenge where we see that this is a contingency situation, meaning I just want to know their views, whether they have accepted it as a contingency or they are ready to embrace this as a reality.
Yes, yes. So I request all the participants to type in their chat box whether they see it as a compulsion or they take it willingly. This change, how it is, how stressful it is for them, to be pushed to this digital platform. Right. So please use the chat box option,
Yeah.
and Shweta, you can continue.
Yeah. So now coming on to our topic of pertinency, that is the learning management system. When we talk about learning management system, we have been heard it quite often from our peers, maybe from the field of ITs or even in the schools. LMS is nothing. It is just a system. Basically, it is a software that is designed specifically to create, distribute, and manage the delivery of education content in order to improvise learning. when we talk about learning management system, we do not restrict ourselves only to the modalities of teaching learning. It is a broad term. It is a software which helps us enhance the delivery of education content as well as education process. And that is in the form of like education content in the form of all the three domains, like the cognitive, psychomotor, the affective domain, how and what are the evidences as far as the field of dentistry is concerned. I'll be covering in the forthcoming slides, but not only the teaching, learning and assessment modalities, but various other like mentoring, like various communication schools, like tools, like synchronous and asynchronous learning. So this can be considered not as a maybe compulsion or not. If we try and open up our minds, learning management system has opened various arenas and given us lots of opportunities as far as advancements in the teaching, learning, assessment and other modalities are concerned. When we specifically talk about using of e-learning and LMS in dental education, so there are certain, I was reading a wonderful article wherein they have emphasized four things which can be definitely taken up for the incorporation of e-learning in the learning management system. First is the acquisition of knowledge. So one very beautiful thought they have given, like a phrase which I really would like to quote to you all, that it is like in my own time. For example, the residents, you want to give certain orientation or something which you want all the, for example, induction for the new residents, but due to various different shifts or certain things which they are it is a challenge to get them together. Why don't we give that in my own time, so that whenever they have their particular time, they can go through it and reflect on it. Yeah, about when we are talking about the learning skills or the clinical or the psychomotor skills, I totally agree that it is very difficult to be taught, and even for the learners to learn the psychomotor skills on a virtual platform. But here, even e-learning can help us in the form of the learning management system, wherein there is a classroom which can be created. And for example, it can be used for priming a particular, maybe certain clinical procedure you want to teach them, or a practical skill you want them to be trained in. So you can just prime them by giving a small video of it. And the next day, whenever you're going to take a hands-on training, they are already primed regarding that particular session. As far as developing similar approach with a more of a problem solving in nature, like we are not only developing the students or developing the clinicians as healers, we also want to make them further as problem solvers. So you can definitely, for example, give them allow them to post a blog or a wiki in order to have their views in the form of maybe asynchronous type of a response, which can be possible to be given at their particular frame of time. So I was talking about learning management system is not only just, we always limit ourselves to teaching, learning and assessment modalities. No, definitely it has a more wider perspective. You can have your content management, which includes adding, importing and other functions as far as the content is concerned. Curriculum mapping and planning includes accessibility and assessment of the various curriculum, and you can have the opportunity of real-time editing in that particular, whatever is the need of the hour. So you can definitely make those real-time modifications in the curriculum using this learning management system. Learner engagements and administrations, like various tracking tools. I'll be taking the examples of it, which will be more easy for you all to understand when I give the experiences which we have been doing it in our institute. So it will like that will enhance further or facilitate further understanding. As far as the various features of the learning management system, as you all had already pursued your training, so they are various. It is a multifaceted system or a software which allows us course management, assessment, tracking progress, grade books, community tools, social connectivity, security, and privacy, which is quite ubiquitous, like found everywhere. Once I was just correlating when my son was giving his Olympiads exam. So I could like correlate that particular thing wherein he not being trained or even not being aware of use of this ICT based initiatives. It was a proctored kind of exam where he was given own training, and that's why I think there is a huge gap for all of us to accept this particular fact and to put it into practice. And that's why we are always at a stage wherein we think that this is now a compulsion. But if we totally shift our minds from it being compulsion to a reality and incorporate this as a part or a modality of our teaching learning assessment process, then definitely it's a way further. The tools of SMS not only help in creation of new knowledge, but also the preservation, sharing, dissemination of new knowledge. We have seen our conferences. A wonderful conference was, I would really appreciate, which was conducted by the Department of Prosthodontics, VSPM, the team of VSPM Dental College, the IPS conference. So this transition from making it from a normal or a on-site to a virtual conference definitely must have been a big challenge, but it was a huge success because basically it not only helps us creation of the new knowledge, but preservation, sharing, the dissemination of knowledge definitely has moved to a or can go to a large extent. So various tools consist of learning skill tools, communications tools, productivity tools, creating activities like gamings, etc., gamifications, everything, interactions between students and learners. Example, announcements, they become easy. You need not to go to each and every floor and see the notice board and whether it is there or not. And various management is very easy and very especially the maintenance of records. Ultimately, it can be further converged, or it can be summarized as a toolbox of programs which are intended to support learning, teaching, and course administration. Modern LMS may have many other features in common. For example, shared discussion, documents, Slack boxes, as we've already seen, chat rooms. So it enables us to furnish learning experience that are meant for individual learners, convenience of the educators of well to indicate the notes and changes, provide the educators as well as the learners the chance for virtual collaborations, form a global culture sensitive stamped existence. So from a local level to a global level, this major leap can be taken care by the use of this particular learning management system. And it also allows to calculate globally as the organization expands. So this evolution from blackboards to books and books to digital screens and e-libraries can be used to secure an effectual directives of uninterrupted teaching, learning, and assessment by the judicious use of technology supported by relevant educational theories and principles. Especially as I was focusing, and I still would like to focus on a more of a blended modality of learning or a hybrid modality of learning. Totally would not forego the traditional methods, but yes, definitely we can think of blending it. So a quick review at the historical background of the learning management system. It is nothing new, as I told you, to our faculty or to our fraternity. It might be the incorporation of it is now. But way back in 1920, the first learning machine, it roots its distance, the roots of it are also in the field of education only, because it was believed that Sidney Pressley developed a learning machine that could administer the questions through a window which prompted the user to select a response out of the 4 choices. So way back in 1920 was the first learning management system which was developed by Sidney Pressley. Further in 1951 to 1955 and to currently, where Moodle was developed by Martin Douglas. So Moodle basically, as you all are using, I will also come to a systematic review wherein they have tried to compare various modalities or various learning management systems along with their advantages and disadvantages, and they have come to certain consensus that which particular learning management system is best for that particular setting. Present day scenarios in India, we have a Symbiosis Center of Healthcare in Pune. They have successfully implemented e-learning through LMS and is offering postgraduate courses in medical, legal and healthcare management, which enables e-learning doctors, nurses and other medical related professions from all over the globe. So this they have applied and not a contingent modality. Even WHO provides several resources and health information for development of various online medical libraries like WHO discussion forums, Health Information of India providing health online library. So in this particular situation, we can see during this pandemic, this surveillance has been a significant factor to every time modify the protocols that were in place for rehabilitation or for treating, for various trials, vaccinations as far as COVID-19 was concerned. And this surveillance was made easy as we look and compare the previous pandemics. So that could, the ICT played a major role, especially in the domain of public health epidemiology. So I was discussing regarding the learning management systems which are on board in terms of their wide ranges and usages. There is Moodle, which was discovered way back in 2001. Blackboard is also one of the first commercial platform which came into being in 2050, which has tried to take care of the various disadvantages from probably certain things which Moodle could not give us, and so on. So the LMS basically registers users, tracks courses in a catalog and records the data from the learners. It also provides reports to the management. So a learning management system is typically designed to handle courses wherein multiple publishers and providers are there. So this was these are certain commonly used learning management system platforms which are in use. Also having a small look on the national ICT agenda, wherein the ICT policy in education aims to prepare the youth to participate creativity in establishment and sustenance and growth of knowledge society, leading to the all-round socio-economic development of the nation and global competition. So even this national ICT policy on education has stressed the need to employ educational technology to improve quality education. So we now foresee, when we compare the time to the economy, they also are, the vision is to have rather from an information based society to a more competitive society pertaining to basically use of technology in education is concerned. So now I would like to highlight a certain initiative at our end for the youth have effectively and efficiently taking into consider deliver the contents, taking into considerations various theories, various technologies, contents, the characteristics of the learners and the instructional strategies. The aim wherein we started for the use or maybe the incorporation of this ICT initiatives as far as the during the pandemic situation is concerned, sorry, was the judicious use of technology supported by relevant educational theories and principles, and the latitudes of initiatives in the fields of teaching, learning, mentoring, assessment, monitoring, evaluation, and capacity building. So we tried to blend the technology and the traditional whatever the modalities were going on in order to have a judicious blend. So the novel teaching, learning, assessment initiatives in the period of COVID-19 pandemic included online preceptorship program, wherein we used to consider perform it on site. So we totally shifted it onto the online preceptorship program, which also now is a part of our learning management system. Here, the learning management system that we follow is a customized one, which we have prepared it for our own university, and based upon the policies and initiatives and the best practices here, we have tried to incorporate all those initiatives in that particular learning management system. So even the interdepartmental, inter-college activities, the scientific activities, we have now shifted it to the online mode, and we still continue even after when there was a relaxation of the after the first wave and now even after the second wave. But we look ahead, we foresee the challenge of the third wave, and so we continue to perform it on an online manner. The dental skill lab definitely, which is existing over there. So with the hybridization of simulations and standards for clinical and practical training, we have incorporated the use and made we have been granted a copyright for this, and we have been training our students for clinical and practical trainings using the dental skill lab, like how we were discussing previously. We use this to prime the students, and then we bring them as patients and then to a real situation. The School of Virtual Learning Initiatives, I shall be highlighting in the forthcoming slides, and the Virtual Staff Research Society activities are still. So there was nothing which the pandemic made us to like wait or we could not progress. No, that the thought or that particular period or that pause was definitely overcome by these particular initiatives. In the teaching learning started lectures or LMS tutorials, wherein the teacher discussions in the form of paper-based cases, virtual webinars, which in notebooks we have shared it with the students, and we have specific classrooms where we post the recorded skill videos for recorded skill videos live streaming of dissections. We have a virtual in-house role plays for the ad-com skill. For formative assessments in the domain of assessments and evaluation, formative assessments, we have started continuous assessments, small MCQ tests after every lecture, again on LMS, once a week assignment on LMS. For example, if the student, due to some technical issues, they are not able to attend the particular class, so we are not keeping, we have made a policy or we have formulated a modality wherein we give them assignment on that particular topic so that they can see the recorded lecture, they can solve the assignment, and once it is submitted, we grant them the attendance. Then student competitions also, all the things we have tried to do it on our learning management systems, like various there are various initiatives ranging from concept map competitions, clinical examination videos. We have taken a competition wherein the learning is so review article. So the domain of research, involvement of students to the research, and else enhanced or in summative examinations for wherever the council has given the permission. We have conducted the proctored exam, and for the clinical skills, psychomotor, affective and communication skills, internal examiner on site and by the external examiner online. Initiatives comprised of monitoring and evaluates, periodic reviews, evaluation consists of students' feedback, wherein every month we try to take the online teaching learning required, we incorporate those particular relevant in order to improvise our modalities of teaching, learning and assessment. Academic appraisals still is, we have tried to fabricate an app wherein even the academic appraisal is now being conducted online, and continuous assessments. And the outcomes to all these initiatives, various SOPs which are now into place, various guidelines which we could formulate and out with, so that we would pan university, and certain IPR generations in the form of copies. Initiative strategies include online LMS for teaching, where we have various policies, as I've rightly told, even for the conduction of online learning, assessment sheets, attendance monitoring, e-lectures, conduction of e-lectures, e-clinics, e-tutorials, everything has been copyrighted. Student interactions through e-preceptorships. So these are the outcomes. Now, when we talk about the paradigm shift of this, I come back again to my previous question, wherein we will be discussing later on that why not we make ourselves, or we open ourselves into blending this particular e-learning modality rather than going ahead with the traditional modality and now only imbibing e-learning as a form of this contingency or this pandemic situation. So what happens if we incline towards e-learning? A part of it may be that, again, because see, it is quite unclear like how we are proceeding with our training and assessment. It is varied from one particular institution to other. It depends on the takers, it depends on the learners, it depends on the management as well. Because education definitely has dramatically changed, especially in this particular year. And digital platforms allows the students to attain transferable skills and competencies, but to a particular extent. So it is very, but then we can foresee this as a challenge, but out of this challenge, based upon the outcomes, definitely if we recommend the use of blending, there are certain obligations by the learners and the teachers. What is the obligation by the teachers? Because as we see we also foresee ourselves, our learners, to lay out a foundation of lifelong learning. So will not this e-modalities or these incorporation of learning management system help us to embrace this, encourage collaborative learning, incorporation of old and new, use of available technology. For example, that day we were discussing to have a multicentric trials, especially when we are talking about Mucor cases are there. So this technology definitely will help us to carry these particular trials. This will enhance even in the field of research. So definitely we have moved away ahead. We are the generations wherein we have seen the use of blackboards, OHPs, TVs, LCDs, and now learning management system. We are fortunate enough to be in the particular technology where we have seen this leap, modalities change in leaps and bounds. There are certain domains of traditional and e-learning approach, definitely as far as the classrooms are concerned, the content management is concerned, digitization is concerned. Looking into the considering the advantages and disadvantages. For example, if I would like to quote, if you're trying to go in for a clinical particular clinical topic, the modality may be a small group discussion or a lecture definitely can be carried out onto a whereas reasoning can be on a virtual patient. But they want a procedure to be taught to them. Definitely you can use the application, and when you have that particular learner known everything about this, you want a hands-on performance or hands-on procedure or training to be done for that particular patient, that time you can bring in real life patients into pictures. So like which LMS is better is a question. Again, I told you I was going through a systematic review wherein they have sum up that when three of the most acceptable learning management systems, if you would like to go in for the LMS which are available in the market, there was sum total, Moodle and Blackboard. Moodle is the one which is recommended open source platform which can meet the need of the students, as it has more than 80 million users. But for institutions who have larger budgets, Blackboard is recommended, it is best, but the budget as far as cost effective is concerned as compared to Moodle, it is high. So definitely from brick to click, the delivery mode will change. Definitely, it is bound to change. So I'll again come back to my previous questions when we finish off the slides. First, we should quickly see the benefits. It is convenient because of its self-service, on-demand private learning. It is self-paced, flexible. It is cost-effective as well, easy to monitor the progress. It can be repeatable, it is consistent. And the future of LMS, again, it will not stop over here. So it is definitely the deniers of change will be left behind. As I always think, this is just a thought. It again, we can have a discussion over this. So future of LMS, what we can foresee now, I was just reading a few literature wherein they have said that micro learning can also be used for small learning units and short-term learning. Virtual augmented realities allow clinicians and learners to work environment, like how I was discussing regarding the virtual lab. Instead of having a dissection on a cadaver, especially in this scenario, you can have the virtual reality or the virtual softwares where mimic. We are having the sim man, sim mom, definitely, which exactly mimic the real situation. So that this is the future. Definitely, we need to embrace it now only. Analytics is one of the significant feature which definitely we can foresee as a future of the learning management system. Gamification, artificial intelligence. Yes, artificial intelligence is also a new normal situation, as I've already discussed, because it also is recommended to be used as far as the National Education Policy 2020 recommendations are there, wherein it continues to evolve and it will continue to be one of the top trends in years to come in the area of technology space, and it is no exception for LMS industry as well. Yeah, there are certain limitations definitely, like every uh, system or every software does have. So there are certain limitations, like failed e-learning implementation blocks resources and slows down the overall development process, and people may simultaneously lose their trust in the usefulness of the technologies, especially for dental education, and potentially revolutionary effect. It will take time. It will definitely take time, because now we are not at one page. Like, there is definitely qualitative, quantitative differences. Main weaknesses for sustainability of e-learning interventions have been identified and include inadequate training, especially of the involved part. So basically, there are certain challenges like inadequate training, poor technological support, unmet expectations, and inadequate allotment of financial resources. Yes, that definitely remains one of the limitations if at all we would like to go ahead for integrating the learning management system into our traditional modalities of curriculum. But yes, this is the beginning of, or this we always foresee in any kind of new ventures wherein we take in. So I would like to summarize my particular topic by a small thought which I leave you all to ponder upon. When we think of deploying new technologies, usually introduces tension, and e-learning is no exception. As rightly said, we were discussing previously that we have now imbibed it or incorporated it with lots of stress as a compulsion. Some wish to use it merely to perform pre-existing activities more efficiently or faster. Others pursue new ways of thinking and working that the use of such technology affords them. But change, as you all know, is very hard at the beginning, messy in the middle, but gorgeous at the end. I would just leave all with one thought. Yeah, I consider that yes, limitations are there, there are challenges. Material infrastructure, yes, is a challenge. But should we not think of having a change in the intellectual infrastructure? That is what I leave it to you to ponder upon, because definitely this is the future, and if we are with the change, definitely we'll be ahead of time. A forward looking institute or a university like us, like you, definitely would embrace this change and definitely will work on our intellectual infrastructure. This is what a new word I heard in the colloquium, which we had 2-3 days before. So I thought I'll share this thought with you all. And with this, I would like to end my session. Again, thanking all the organizers, and now the floor is open for discussion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shweta. And Shweta has yet once again proven that she was the best resource person that we could have, because whatever she has shared with us is being practiced at her institution. And congratulations, Shweta, for embracing the change and making the difference for the betterment of the education per se. So right now we have Shinoy sir with us. Shinoy sir, and I request Shinoy sir to
Thank you.
kindly give expert opinion, as he has been a very father figure and inspiration for us for the use of technology. He's been himself, he's quite techno savvy, and he also facilitates all our web.
Who the chalk and the blackboard is the best teacher, but yes, we have adjuvant methodology time. But yes, what you said is absolutely true, that we should embrace all these changes that are there. You know, there are so many instances, like just for example, one small example that I'd like to give is that, you know, sometimes for one of my bank accounts, I have forgot the login, the password. But what it does is that it asks you for a login through the mobile, and that mobile uses fingerprint technology. So the minute I log into the mobile and I send something for approval, instantly I just press my thumb and again my fingerprint and it comes. So I can't say that I'm going to go with my everything is there. Sorry, I got.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was I audible? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Only
got
just
muted.
2 seconds. You were
Yeah.
muted,
Okay.
sir.
So very important that we, embrace everything, the things that come to us, the good things. Not we have to embrace everything that, there is a seedier side of the internet and all such things. People just pop in with all sorts of rubbish. So we need to be updated to keep abreast of the technology, and this is definitely the way to move forward. And pandemic has taught us that this is how we should go about and do it. So thank you, Shweta, for putting it in the right perspective. And you've always been a great help to our institution whenever we call you. So thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for the kind words.
Right?
Thank you, sir, and I request you to kindly felicitate Shweta for her outstanding lecture and the session with the certificate.
Yes. It's our honor to have you on board with us. And I'm sure Sai will make sure that you get the e-certificate very soon.
Yes, please, Shweta, please accept this on behalf of our college
Yes.
for taking
There
time.
is not a problem.
Yeah.
I'll have to stop share. Sorry.
Yeah, you'll have to stop sharing.
I can see,
Yeah.
sir. I can see.
Yeah.
No, you could see, but Shweta had to stop sharing. Thank you,
Thank
Shweta.
you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
So, keep shining. And everybody
Thank
keep
you, sir.
safe.
Right.
Okay. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
I have an exam going on actually. So that's
Yes.
why.
Right. So, Shweta and all the participants, it was a great learning experience, and we will continue this association in future as well. I am sure Shweta is just a call away for any help that we need.
Definitely.
Right. So,
Anything for you, ma'am?
on this note, thank you all participants for joining in, and Shweta for that outstanding presentation. I could see all your efforts in each one of your slide. I could see the amount of thought that you have poured in to make a simple but effective presentation. And always a pleasure to have you. Thank you very much. Bye bye. So here we
Thank
stop.
you so much. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.